Project Beast is shaping up to be quite something else. Too sad that I won't actually get the chance to play it one day when it actually comes out, but I am willing to share some of the news that I have learned over the past couple of days coming from the Game Awards. Miyazaki has stated a few things, and of course, as the company From Software, they've shown a couple of things at the Game Awards, and there's quite a lot of information to be known. I'm sure you can go research for yourself and see for yourself all the trailers and videos that have been put up by multitudes of game companies, and you can make some references for yourself. But if you're here to hear about my speculation about other people's points of views, then I guess we can share and talk, as sharing is actually going to be a key component of what Miyazaki was talking about Bloodborne. He was saying that sharing and co-op are going to be the core foundation of the multiplayer of Bloodborne. And the reason why this is said is that he has decided to introduce a dungeon within the game, and this dungeon is supposedly extremely large. It spans the whole underground of the main city in Bloodborne. And he says that this dungeon will be procedurally generated, in the sense that each time you play the dungeon, there'll be different room arrangements, different enemy placements, different traps, different ambushes, different enemy types, different attacks from enemies each time you play the game, so as to keep it fresh. It's a very good late game mechanic, in the sense that no matter how much you play Bloodborne, at least you know that this particular dungeon within the game, which is optional, you don't have to do it, will keep on surprising you no matter what. No matter how good you get at the game, no matter how much you memorize the mechanics and the locations of the game, this one dungeon will still have the capacity to somewhat surprise you, and I think this is a good thing. The reason why I say so is that most times within most games I've played in my life, in the beginning you're learning, you're getting to grips with the mechanics and the systems, you're getting to grips with the story, and as you learn, you actually may not notice it, but you become better as a player, and your senses start to pick up key things within the environment of the game you're playing in. And next thing you know it, you have memorized placements, and you've memorized so many different things, such that when you get back into that game, it feels like second nature, and nothing can truly surprise you, but you still, in some cases, gain gratification and gain satisfaction from watching the results of all the training you have done, but nothing really shocks you anymore. But Miyazaki says that this particular dungeon, this multi-layered dungeon, has multiple layers. We have been shown the swamp section and something akin to a crypt section. The swamp section was actually quite cool. First it showed the Black Hunter running with his co-op White Hunter, and he got trapped, fell through the floor. Next thing is in the swamp layer of this dungeon, and the swamp is not actually just gulch and water, it's actually got oil. And they keep on playing on environmental effects, such that he meets up with a monster that's there, or a beast that's there, that has a weapon that is red hot with fire, and each time the enemy slashes at the Black Hunter or slashes near him and hits the oil, an area around it is set on fire, and this can hurt the player. And when I saw that, I was like, man, that's cool, that's so cool, man. But yeah, the playing on elements is still there. I hope it goes further and further, lightning with water and etc, just elementals working together to cause higher damage output. That would be nice. And it showed the Black Hunter, of course, running towards the crypt section at some point to pull a lever, and this, as he pulled this lever, this unlocked another section within the dungeon. And all this was done during co-op, during this entire playthrough. So just in Dark Souls 2, there was the small white soapstone and the large white soapstone, but judging by the amount of time they spent playing in this co-op, it didn't seem like the co-op had a time limit. Of course, there has to be an end, but they didn't show a particular set time that you can play together. So I'm hoping that you can explore with your friends a bit more, and you can really experience the game for what it is as a co-op experience, sharing this experience. He says that this dungeon it's your duty, it's your task to share it with your friends, share your experiences with your friends. As soon as I heard those words, I thought to myself, the Binding of Isaac. Share this experience with your friends. And the reason why I'm saying it reminded me of the Binding of Isaac so much, game that I'm growing to love, is that you are able to get a code in the Binding of Isaac. Each time you start a new run, it's the same thing. Each run is generated with different variables, different monsters, enemy placements, attack patterns, room patterns, map designs. It's all generated from this random generator, and you are able to get a code or a seed for your run, and then I can write this code down or send it to a friend, and then my friend can experience the same experience I had with this particular seed. So if they're implementing Binding of Isaac style seeds into a Bloodborne or a Souls type game, I don't know, that's actually quite amazing, because now we can really challenge each other and challenge ourselves with different levels of difficulty and different levels of intricacy within the level design that maybe my friend thought was easy and then I find it very difficult, and then we start exchanging ideas of how to tackle a particular seed, and then we come up with different seeds as we play along. Of course, there are a lot of things that are still unanswered. We don't know if this dungeon is generated once per playthrough, or it's generated once per save file, or how many times you can reset this dungeon to get different results. This is still not known. For all we know, let's just say this dungeon is generated once per save, and then if you make another save, it's a different dungeon, but then you can't reset the save within one particular playthrough. For as an example, we don't know this. And they said the dungeon would be multi-layered, of course, and as soon as he unlocked one particular layer, he went up to a secondary, or the third layer. I'm not sure if this is the complete third layer, but this was the layer with the boss. So there will be randomly generated bosses within this dungeon as well. Bear in mind, I understand that there are some people who like to speedrun and there are some people who like to plan their particular runs. This dungeon is completely optional. It's called the Chalice dungeon. It's optional, you do not have to do it. The Bloodborne playthrough that you want or that you plan for can still be the same. You can get the desired results with the same enemy placements that you have mastered and memorized within the actual playthrough, but this dungeon exists underneath the city, so it's your choice to go there. You are not forced to do it. And so it might not, it will not actually mess up with any of your plans for a particular run. And then for those who actually want this randomly generated fun, you can go experience this as well. They did show a secondary boss fight and showed co-op with the Black Hunter and two fellow players, and the boss fight was really frantic, it was really hardcore, it was fast-paced. Miyazaki states that the game is not as heavy-handed on difficulty as the previous games, but I do believe that there's going to still be a level of skill within how you combo and how you evade. It's not a game I believe you can just walk into and start pressing buttons and good results start appearing immediately, unless you are the chosen one. I don't know. But anyway, there is quite a lot about Bloodborne. I implore you to please go research more and let's start our own discussions about the game. I'm really excited. I did say I won't have the chance to play it, but when it does come out, it has been delayed, of course. They said up until the 25th of March, if I remember correctly. We'll see. I don't know. I hope it turns out good, and I pray that one day it gets ported to PC so that I may play it for you guys as well, and I can give you my opinion about it. But there's a saying that's gone around, and that says a delayed game genuinely becomes a good game, but a rushed game will forever be bad. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully this extra time they've taken will help polish the game up and make it into quite the gem of a game. Project Beast Bloodborne. It's looking really good, and I hope to hear what you have to think about it, or what you have to say about it actually. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and hopefully more to come. More to come indeed. I'll see you soon.